In 2025, everyone thought Manchester United was entirely finished. The media laughed at them. A stubborn manager had plunged them into a disastrous 15th place finish, and fans were watching expensive new signings look like absolute flops. But fast forward to yesterday, and this exact same squad didn't just break Liverpool in a thrilling 3-2 victory, they fundamentally exposed them. So, how did a fractured, toxic team completely leapfrog their biggest rivals in under 12 months? To understand this incredible transformation, we have to go back to the dark days under Ruben Amorim. In football storytelling, the villain isn't always a rival team. Sometimes it's a crippling tactical philosophy. Amorim arrived with a massive summer budget, signing Matheus Cunha, Benjamin Šeško, and Brian Mbeumo. But instead of adapting to his players, he forced a rigid, highly anxious system that suffocated the squad. Players looked completely lost. The locker room's relationship with the board decayed, and worst of all, generational talents like Kobbie Mainoo were inexplicably frozen out of the starting 11. Liverpool, meanwhile, were sitting comfortably above them, confident that the gap between the two historic rivals was only getting wider. But then United made a decision that changed everything. Everything shifted when Michael Carrick stepped into the dugout at the turn of 2026. The turning point wasn't a £100 million signing, it was a ruthless tactical reset. Carrick noticed one fatal flaw. United were trying to play a slow, sterile brand of football that actively worked against their sheer pace. He immediately binned Amorim's restrictive setup and brought back the pace and purpose of old. He restructured the midfield to allow rapid counterattacks, maximizing the strengths of explosive forwards like Cunha and Mbeumo. Most importantly, he brought Kobbie Mainoo out from the freezing cold and anchored the team around him. Suddenly, the numbers were terrifying. United stopped overthinking and started overwhelming opponents. This wasn't a team trying to pass you to death. This was a team returning to their DNA, ferocious, direct transitions. The massive summer signings who looked like flops under Amorim suddenly came alive. United went from languishing in the bottom half of the table to rocketing up the Premier League, consistently carving teams apart with blistering speed. They were organized, devastating on the break, and they were hunting down the Champions League spots with terrifying momentum. But every great comeback needs a final boss battle. The ultimate test of this new identity came yesterday at Old Trafford. A grudge match against Liverpool. A win would secure Champions League qualification, complete their first league double over Liverpool in a decade, and prove this was no fluke. The stakes couldn't have been higher, especially with the emotional weight of the news breaking before kickoff that Sir Alex Ferguson had fallen ill. United came out flying. Within 14 minutes, Carrick's direct tactics tore Liverpool apart. Matheus Cunha smashed in a deflected strike, and Šeško bullied his way to a second goal after Bruno Fernandes squared the ball. But Liverpool, fighting for their own survival under Arne Slot, dragged themselves back into the game with two quick goals in the second half from Dominik Szoboszlai and Cody Gakpo. At 2-2, the old Manchester United would have collapsed, but this isn't the same team anymore. In the 77th minute, a clearance from Alexis Mac Allister fell short to the edge of the box, and who was there waiting? Kobbie Mainoo. The kid who was exiled by the previous manager stepped up, beat Szoboszlai to the ball, and guided a wonderful low effort into the bottom corner. 3-2. Old Trafford erupted. They didn't just secure Champions League football yesterday, they exposed a massive shift in English football's hierarchy. While Arne Slot's Liverpool are currently being questioned by their own fans for a sterile possession game that lacks Jurgen Klopp's pressing fire, Michael Carrick has reminded Manchester United of exactly who they are. He didn't just silence the critics, he proved that a team's true DNA is its greatest weapon, and that is why this Manchester United turnaround will go down as one of the most stunning tactical revivals in Premier League history.